Podcast.
Electric Boogaloo 2, that's what they call it, but yeah, I don't know why they call it that. Welcome to episode 44 of the PokeRamble Podcast. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Yes, indeed, welcome to episode 44 of the PokeRamble Podcast. I'm your co-host today, Kumail, and I'm joined by my host, Amit. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing alright, you know, this is Sunday evening, just relaxing, if anything. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today?
Dude, I'm feeling quite gloomy.
Oh no, okay, you've had this plan from the start, haven't you? You're not actually feeling gloomy, are you?
Welcome to episode Gloom.
But it's not all gloom and doom for this episode.
No, we have actually, do you know what? There's so much exciting news this week.
Yeah, there was kind of like a big bubble, and I guess before we even start to talk about the news, I've heard rumors that we might be getting a Pokemon Presents before E3, actually.
It wouldn't surprise me if they wanted to do an update on Arceus Legends, maybe, follow up on some of the feedback in the community from seeing the trailer.
Yeah.
There's also the much anticipated Pokemon Sleep, which could well be the subject of that pre-E3 announcement.
Don't give me that hope. I'm so far removed from it now. It's just like, I don't think that game even exists. But maybe you can convince me later on in the show, where you'll be giving us an update as always as to where.
I do have a good update on Pokemon Sleep this week.
Amazing.
Or let's go to whatever that might be. Let's go Johto. Let's go.
I don't think they're going to be in the realm of announcing a new game just yet. I think, like you rightly said, they've got the remakes too. They usually drip feed information for an upcoming release. So we'll probably maybe get a date for the remakes, or we'll just get more like looks at it / if they've done anything different for it. So I definitely think that if there is a Pokemon Presents, they'll give us a little bit more information in regards to that side of things. But yeah, I can't see them saying let's go to, because obviously, like you said, they've got Legends Arceus to worry about, and I think their heads are probably there at the moment rather than anything else.
Yes.
So yeah, I think if there's a Pokemon Presents, obviously we've got Pokemon Unite that's probably due imminently at this point. When you think about, there being a closed beta already, maybe the next step is to have that open beta. Maybe there's an announcement of that for E3. Who knows? But yeah, no, that's what's sort of been on the rumor mill, and I thought I'd just bring it up before we get into the actual news.
I would love another announcement this year. I feel like we got the big surprise of the year. I think it's probably now out of the way, but I'm hopeful that we get more information.
Yeah. But yeah, that's so far away, and as we said, we're not talking about Gloom, so let's go on to our
Are you banning me from talking about Gloom?
Oh no, go for it. Go. If you had something to talk about Gloom, then go for it.
My favourite Pokedex entry for Gloom comes from Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Smells incredibly foul.
Is that just it? I was expecting a bit more.
There is a little bit more. However, 1 in 1,000 people enjoy smelling its nose-bending stink.
Something. Don't kink shame.
All the entries for Gloom are really offensive. Like, poor Gloom gets a terrible rep for having incredibly bad odor.
Well, it's no wonder, and people are going to groan here, but it's no wonder it's so Gloom.
Yeah. Stay well away.
Yeah. Well, see, you're part of the problem now.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you just realised that, haven't you?
Yes.
I'm gonna help you escape from this by us going to our first section. So, first section. What are we calling this one?
We're calling this, Do You Want to Be a Pokemon Master? Oh, no, we're not. No, cut. Edit all that out. We'll try it again. This section is 25 and very much alive. Oh, I'm such an amateur.
There we go.
25 and very much alive. First time. Nailed it. So this is...
If you're expecting me to edit this episode, then yeah, this is not going to go well for you, my friend. I'm sorry.
hey, Pokemon turned 25 this year, and to celebrate, we know we've got an album coming out later this year.
Yeah.
All with Pokemon-inspired songs.
It was
And
like
Katy
12
Perry,
tracks, wasn't it? 12
I
tracks in
think
total.
I think it was the 11. I think
11.
the Netherlands league
Okay.
said.
Okay.
But we have what is probably the headline song from the album, "Electric" by Katy Perry, which launched on Friday.
Before we talk about the song, can we just quickly talk about the 25th anniversary and how underwhelming it's felt? Well, at least to me, it's felt very underwhelming compared to the 20th anniversary, where I felt with the 20th anniversary, there was constantly things going on. You had digital releases, you had things on Twitch, and there still has been stuff on Twitch, but it's not been like 25th anniversary focus. We had another sort of anime series that they had for Pokemon, and was it Pokemon Origins was one, but there's Generations too. Yeah,
Generations.
So it's felt very underwhelming, and I guess the only really thing to look forward to for this 20th anniversary is the fact that we've got this one music album, but two, not even in the UK/Europe, but there was supposed to be those TCG collection cards where you had one for each generation with the oversized and whatnot. So we haven't really had that in the UK, and it's just felt, I feel a bit let down by it all. I thought this would have been a lot bigger than it has been.
And I think there's probably two things that have emphasized that. The first is probably that we are still in the midst of a global pandemic,
Sure.
and that's probably meant that some of the things that they may have wanted to do event-wise, like distributions or whatever, they've toned down. And I think the second, and it'll be interesting to see how much this compares to
how does it compare for digital distributions though?
Yeah, so this is what I was about to say. Is the one thing that made the 20th anniversary so memorable is it was constant. There were things happening all the time.
Yeah.
There was Twitch marathons, there was giveaways every month, and this has been a little bit of a slower burn with some really interesting and cool things. I think of Post Malone's augmented reality music video. Obviously, we've got this album coming out, and there are some really new and novel things, which is great. But you're right, like the pace of the content has been very slow, and it's hard. I mean, we've had there are other things happening in the background, right? They've launched a Pokemon podcast, they've done other small things, but you're right. I think
but the Pokemon podcast is not even for the mainstream. It's just literally it's for the TCG more than anything.
And I'm wondering how much of the original planning for the 25th anniversary has had to be changed.
Yeah.
That's probably an element. I think the other thing is that they did some really cool things for the 20th anniversary. And don't get me wrong, like I loved the mythical giveaway. I loved watching Pokemon on Twitch, but none of it was super new or different or mold breaking. Whereas I feel like this year they've deliberately done some things that are completely different to the existing Pokemon formula, right? And this music video is a great example. And there's probably a lot of time and energy and investment into those things that we don't know about.
Necessarily doesn't make it better, is what maybe I would argue. That great, it's new and groundbreaking, but it's not made me as a fan really stand up and feel like I'm really celebrating a franchise. All it means at the moment is I'm just listening to someone, and I haven't listened to the song, but from the preview of what I've heard, it's basically someone talking about themselves, and then there being a Pikachu and a Pichu in the background, and that's as far as it goes in terms of Pokemon music. So I'm just
I'll talk about the song in a second.
Yeah.
But I completely understand, but I think I agree with you to some extent that this so far has been a bit of an underwhelming anniversary.
And I can only talk for myself. I can't talk for other people because other people might have a different perception from my own. But that's
the crux of it, right?
Yeah.
I think that maybe what Pokemon are trying to do with this 25th anniversary is appeal to audiences that they may not have been able to access before, or who don't necessarily follow Pokemon for specifically the video games or the trading cards, but maybe have more rounded interests. And I think the music plays really well into that, where so far we've had two very, very different artists. Post Malone and Katy Perry are stylistically and in terms of their audiences pretty diverse.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get a Mexican guy. I can't remember his name for the life of me right now, but we're going to get his music. And I think we spent a little bit of time on Discord whilst playing Halo, listening to some of his stuff and being like, this is actually quite catchy and interesting.
And I think I think if you look at it that way, which this might not so far have been the anniversary for hardcore fans, I think a lot more people will have taken notice of the fact that it's the 25th anniversary because there are a lot of things happening external to the bubble of Pokemon.
Sorry,
right? And the video
sorry
game
for taking us down this tangent.
No. I think it's a really interesting discussion point because I think I think for people who are watching Pokemon on Twitch or the monthly giveaways for the 20th anniversary, like a lot of those people, it's commemorating and celebrating something that obviously they have played a big part in the 20th anniversary, but it didn't really broaden. It didn't broaden the horizons for new audiences.
Yeah, it's not getting the message out there to the wider sort of like
exactly.
the people who are not 100% Pokemon fans, or because we got like re-releases of like Red, Blue, and Yellow, and actually following that we actually got Silver and Gold as well. So like fans of the franchise, even like just casual fans of the franchise would have taken notice of that. But like, yeah, it wouldn't have reached the mainstream of like just gamers in general, I guess, or like.
And I guarantee that there will be Katy Perry fans out there or Post Malone fans out there who either haven't come across Pokemon before or weren't massively interested, and this could be a gateway drug for them.
Drugs, man. Shouldn't do drugs.
So let's talk about the video for a minute. And you said you haven't seen it.
No, please tell me everything, dude.
You happy for me to talk?
Oh, please, yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
Okay, so the synopsis of the song and the music video is Katy Perry and Pikachu helping their younger selves, represented by a younger girl, and Pichu start performing and taking life by the horns, literally, and
all those Tauros that Ash caught,
and making life electric, right? And the signature line is, "There's no reason why this life can't be electric," right? And it's a very upbeat song. It's a really positive message. It talks about, I think it's a classic Katy Perry song where she's talking about some very real things in some very upbeat ways. I'm trying not to undermine like the the impact of Katy Perry's other songs, but it's a very cute music video.
Poppy? Is it very poppy?
Yeah, I would say so. And probably the thing for it for me that bugs me more than you're going to be like, this is wrong. Why did it bug you?
Yeah.
So Katy Perry's younger self is playing a guitar and performing, and Pichu's on the side hanging out and inspiring her. It's wonderful, right? Why not give Pichu the blue ukulele? Like, it was right there. All they had to do was give Pichu the blue ukulele. Pokemon Rangers fans would have gone nuts for it.
Oh, okay. So that's what you go. Yeah, fair. No, you know what? This is why we need to get you into the inside. Because all the little things that could be happening are not happening. It's actually a shame.
One day I will get that opportunity with the Pokemon Company.
Yeah, but on a whole, then I guess like you've just intimated that you've listened to her stuff before.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Katy Perry fan.
Yeah,
and I think Katy Perry and Pokemon. There was no way I was gonna not like the song.
Yeah.
I accept that I'm exceptionally biased, but you know what? I enjoyed it, and I appreciate that music is subjective. Not everyone's going to like it. Fine.
I didn't give it a chance because I thought in my mind that it's just going to be another song unrelated to Pokemon. But I guess the video is more of a thing that you need to pay attention to than the music. I guess.
No, I would definitely say you can listen to either.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you can watch the video standalone. You can listen to the music. They are both. They're not explicitly Pokemon. Like, she doesn't talk about Pichu or Pikachu, but there's a lot of talk about belief and power and being stronger, and a lot of the themes of a Pokemon journey come out of that very, very nicely.
Fair. Mecha Shadow's in the chat today, and he says he kissed a Jinx and he liked it. I can't. I didn't want to do it in I didn't want to do it in the song tone, but yes, definitely a song reference.
Dude, if Jinx gives you a lovely kiss, you are sleeping for a long time. That's probably mercy, right? That's a mercy killing.
Okay, moving on to the next section of the show. Take it away, Amit.
do you want to be a Pokemon Masters? But just very quickly before we move on, I do want to say there is some Katy Perry and Pokemon themed merch to go alongside the music video.
Yes.
If you want to get yourselves a hoodie or a t-shirt or a tote bag, you can do that. Hey, do you want to be a Pokemon Masters? So let's start with the latest event in the game, Splash and Punch, starring 2 gym leaders from the Galar region, Nessa and B.
Awesome. Interesting times, I would say.
So it's a solo event, which is basically you get an intro story, and then you get a load of tickets in this case, and that unlocks the end of the story. Solo representing the one real story. It's a little lackluster. Don't get me wrong. There's not a lot of story going on. There's not a lot of content around it, but it adds 2 new sick pairs to the game. 2 more Galar trainers, and the first we'll talk about is Nessa and Dreadnought.
I think the way to sort of understand this story event is that these are 2 spotlight characters, so traditionally we wouldn't have like things about them. So it's just, I think the story serves more of it as in like an introduction to them rather than anything else. Does that make sense?
Serena got an event, and a medal.
Yeah. That's fair, but Serena's very popular, right? And quite well known at this point.
I feel like B is pretty popular at this point.
Well, yeah, she is, but she's kind of new, I guess.
Anyway,
yeah, you're right.
Let's talk about Nessa and Dreadnought.
Yeah.
So, another Galar sync pair with 3 different move types. This time, Water, Dark, and Rock. Razor Shell with a significantly high base power, 103, which hits an opponent and has a chance of lowering the defense. Jawlock, even stronger move, 140 base power, which I think is the strongest 3-bar move in the game. Single opponent and applies the Restrained effect, which we came across with Decidueye. And Rock Tomb, the weakest move of the 3, 46 base power, 2-bar move, guaranteed to lower the target speed. So nothing too earth-shattering. Jawlock is very powerful. And Dreadnought does come with a very tanky health stat of 311. Sorry, not health stat, very tanky attack stat of 311. So you can do plenty of damage with Razor Saw, Razor Shell, and Jawlock. Rock Tomb is there for some synergy around lowering the opponent's speed, which we'll talk about in a minute. And the trainer move, Wash 'em Away, sharply raises the user's attack, raises the user's critical hit rate, and drastically raises the user's speed if the weather is rainy.
So when I first saw this pair, the only thing to really note from it was actually, Jawlock, which is an absurdly powerful physical dog move. And I guess, like, you know, when we're playing Champion Stadium, we usually use our support as our first sync.
Yes.
I mean, that could be pretty good for, like, dark stages, couldn't it? The fact that you've got a 140 base power move in Jawlock.
I can only assume that it doesn't outdamage Karen's overpower boosted Dark Pulse.
In terms of, you mean multipliers in the grid and
whatever.
This
is the thing, right? So actually, Nessa does come with quite a few different multipliers, and it is a tech pair as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it does get that 1.5 boost on the sync if you exit. But just in terms of passive, Restrained Power Up 5 powers up moves by 50% when the user is restrained. So after that first instance of Jawlock, you are actually doing significantly more damage, which for a 3-bar move, 100% accuracy is pretty damn good.
I think my overall point is, looking at it from a water sync pair sort of perspective, there's nothing there that makes me think that, this character / this pair is going to give me anything more than what I've already got or what I could be getting out of another sync pair. Sorry. Yeah. To say that, you know, I've got May, I've got Barry, you know, like 2 absurdly powerful sync pairs. Do I really need this one?
Yeah, and I think that's precisely the challenge
outside this other kit, because like it's got Rock and Dark, for example. So why wouldn't I just use something else?
The challenge Nessa faces is a very saturated water sync pair pool.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the general point I was just trying to make there.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And I think if you look at some of the skills, which we'll come on to in a second, a lot of it really centers around Jawlock and the synergy around the restrained effect.
So you said Restrained Power Up 5, and then we've got Ripple Effect and the other one.
Ripple Effect 9, which we've seen before on Alchemy, which basically when a Pokemon stat is lowered, it lowers the same stat for all opposing sync pairs. So you get AoE speed reduction through Rock Tomb and a chance of AoE defense reduction through Razor Shell, which isn't bad. Restrained 3v3 has a moderately good chance of applying free next move when the attack is successful against a restrained Pokemon.
Mhm.
So the synergy is clearly focused around restrained. Just dipping into the Sync Grid as well.
We still don't have a clear idea of what restrained actually does, do we?
So in theory, it should stop an opponent from switching a Pokemon.
Okay, let's get your in theory out of there. The correct answer to that was like, no, we still don't have a bloody clue how it works in Pokemon Masters.
So the problem in Pokemon Masters is that no one switches Pokemon.
No. Well, there was once. I can't remember where it was now, but there was once where that happened, and I was really confused by it. I think it might have happened on one of our streams as well, which was sad to the fact. But yeah, like it's not a thing that generally happens.
Definitely isn't.
Yeah.
But what it does do is multiply your move damage by a whole lot if you're using Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Things like Restrained Recovery, which restores HP when the target is restrained. Hold Hostage 2 powers up moves when the target is restrained.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one as well.
Well, there's a lot of multipliers in there as well with Rain as well.
Yeah, Rain. So Racing Rain 3, Raging Rain 3, and Shower Power 5. Actually, this thing sync nukes very hard thanks to Shower Power 5. Relentless, which the more the target's defense has been lowered, the more it powers up sync moves. Cakewalk, the more the target's speed is lowered, the more it powers up sync moves. I think it's really trying to get at the crown currently held by May for being the most incredible sync nuke in the game.
Mm-hmm.
This has got a lot of multipliers going for it.
Yeah, and it can complement May in the fact that May's there to set up the rain as well. So you can have like Muddy Water and then sync nuke with Nessa as well.
Yeah, and the best thing about Nessa and May together is that both of them have access to Racing Rain, which means you don't need to worry too much about your sync, your move gauge, because you're getting that refresh pretty happily.
Awesome. So
I know we have a lot of Barry fans as well, and Barry having his EX with similar multipliers does very well.
I guess there's not much else to say about Nessa than just hope that you get her naturally rather than actively trying to get her. Because Spotlight Scout, and there's other options there already that you can use, especially with Barry being free. Yeah.
I like the voice acting. It's been done well.
I'm middlish on her. I actually think
I think it's better than some of the other pairs we've had.
Yes, maybe we're holding it to that standard.
Yes, I very much am.
Okay, yeah, fair. Because I thought Bees was like possible as well. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about B. And can I maybe preface this with this is one of the biggest disappointments I had initially when I saw this.
So I have to say, what I really like about B and Surfetched is no nonsense. A ridiculously powerful attack in Meteor Assault, X attack, X speed, and hold strong.
And that's what I'm disappointed about. It's the two
very, very simple.
It's the two X attack and X speed. Was there a need for it? Really? Did you have to do this?
I honestly think it's purely to keep Surfetched with B's mentality of just simple and effective.
I think we're reducing B a bit there, especially if we're talking about her as a character.
I'm not saying her as a character, but I think her fighting style is very much.
Again, I'd probably say no, you're wrong in that aspect. And
I haven't seen her battle outside of the game.
Okay.
I feel like it's no nonsense. I'm not saying she hasn't got complex strategies.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a no nonsense, work hard approach.
It's a bad sync bear, I'm sorry to say. Like,
all right, fair enough.
I'm sorry, I can't get around the fact that they've given her X attack and X speed. We've just seen Nessa here with 3 different moves. 3 different moves. And then you come over here to her and Surfetched. She's got 1 move. And then she's given two like, not trainer moves, but, like, support moves, I guess, for
simple buff moves.
Yeah. They're not even all. I can't believe they've done this. And then look at the trainer move. Why? Why would you do this?
The crazy thing about her sync grid as well. There's just a whole bunch of MP refresh. There's a whole bunch of MP refresh on X attack and X speed as well, which is completely unnecessary.
Oh my god, really? Oh no. Look. When I said she's a bad sync pair, I didn't mean it in that sense. I just mean, like, look at the moves. They could have done better than this. It didn't even have to be strong. Leaf Blade. Why doesn't it have Leaf Blade? It makes sense.
Leaf Blade, Night Slash. There were lots of options.
Yes. And like hold strong should have had like sharply raises the user's attack. Do you know what? I guess I can give it a pass because of Surf Edge Shield. Actually, maybe I'll give it. Yeah, but still, I'm a bit disappointed.
So Surf Edge is really geared around critical hits. As a passive, has Sharp Entry 2, which boosts its critical stat by 2 when it enters the battle. In the grid, you can actually make that, I think, +3.
Can I just thank Mecha for once for agreeing with me and not being against me? I feel that's a rare thing.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's very fair. And really is geared around critical hits. So critical strike 3 as a passive, meteor assault damage up, and really just getting meteor assault to happen as many times as possible and hit as many times as possible. So critical charge 9 and critical clock 1 in the sync grid, which boost the user's move gauge when it lands a critical hit and has a chance of accelerating the sync move countdown. It really is just about getting up to speed as quickly as you can and hitting meteor assault as often as you can.
Yeah, Meteor Assault Critical Charge 9 is brilliant, right? I saw Meteor Assault Move Gauge Refresh 1 and thought they were messing around. They were messing. How could they? How could you?
Yeah, on a 4-bar move, you really do want the refresh. The critical charge 9 redeems it slightly because it guarantees you.
Yeah.
If you've got a 3/5 gridded Surf Edge, you'll have access to Sharp Entry 1 and Sharp Entry 2. Mm-hmm. So you'll get max crit from the get-go and you'll always recharge 1 move gauge.
I think when I saw the sync pair, I was trying to because I'm a huge B fan, right? When I was trying to like justify like using it in any instance, as soon as I saw inertia and all those sync power nodes, I was like, all right, you know what? Bringing out the big guns. So I think
it's definitely a candidate if you're so inclined to EX because its sync is absolutely nuclear.
Yes, with
6 +25s on its sync move, access to inertia, obviously, and it's also a guaranteed crit. Thanks to its grid, which gives it. I'm just trying to find it. Soften up. Critical hits land more easily when the user attacks with the sync move. So you're guaranteed to crit on a sync move.
Yeah.
With the 6-star EX, you'll hit all 3 opponents with a 250 base power sync move with 6 +25s, adding another crazy 150 to that. So you're hitting for 400 base power on a sync move.
Yeah, and don't forget before the sync move, you're like softening up the opponent with like large strikes.
Yeah, Meteor Assault will hit very hard very quickly.
I'm just a bit sad. Like I really like the grid, and definitely once I do get it to like 3 out of 5, I will be EXing her and using her as my main fighting pair. But I mean, look at this X attack and X speed. It's just so disappointing. It's so sad.
Probably moves you're never gonna.
No, why
you'll
would
run it alongside. You'll run it alongside like Hilbert, and you won't need the X attack.
That's the thing. We've got plenty of support now in the game. Like to see this, it's just like, who thought this was a good idea?
Yeah. But hey, here we are. Enjoy.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And then look at this. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
we need to be doing better than this.
Well, it's really interesting because if you put Obstagoon to the side for a second, who's a support pair, Surf Edge is the first Galarian sync pair not to have 3 different move types.
Oh, really? Okay.
So Raihan does, Leon does, Nessa does, Gloria does.
Moni? She's got 2, right? Or hers depend on the...
Moni's got 2, but her third one changes, and you kind of need the other 2 to balance it.
Oh, well. I mean, yeah, it's a good sync pair, actually. But again, don't pull for it. Wait till you get it naturally, and like at 3 out of 5, that's when the thing becomes super useful. Then
it's a very effective sync nuke at 3/5. Take nothing away from it.
X attack and X.
There we are. Two new sync pairs. And yeah, story event to go alongside it.
I enjoyed it for the most part. Them interacting with Marlene and what's his name? Not Misty. There we go. Yeah, it was nice. It was cute. It was nothing expensive, like you said about the Serena event, but
dude, I was predicting a Rapid Strike Urshifu appearance, and I was so disappointed.
Oh yeah, that was pretty genius of you. I'll give you that. That was amazing.
I'm going to check this now. I wonder if the DNA replied to my feedback I will check that while
we jokingly said that you gave your CV to Pokemon Masters through a ticket after the blunder they made.
But hey, if that wasn't enough Pokemon Masters news for you, we had a new dev letter 21.
Oh, so do you remember? I was like, "Hey, aren't we like due a
Yeah,
dev letter
like
imminently?"
At midnight, you were like, "Aren't we due the dev letter?" And then it came the following morning.
Yeah, I said the first like message I got in the morning was like, "You need to read it now." I was like, "Wait, what? What happened?" I was like, "Oh yeah." That was incredible, dude. I was not expecting them to go into like a lot, and then they were just like, "No, we're giving you a lot here," and it was like significant. So why didn't you break it down for us?
There's a lot happening here. So the first part really talks about phase 2 of the weather alert event. Land and Sea Awaken, focusing on Maxine and Archie.
So it's been so strange that just woke up one morning and then there was like a battle to do every day, and you're getting these tickets that you're not too sure about. It's like, wait,
I thought there was going to be a story to open up phase 1, but there really wasn't. It was just go and farm this battle and beat up like a level 10 team break.
Yeah, they just say in the Pokemon Center like, oh, something really strange is happening on Paseo where the weathers are going to extremes. Like, can you go check it out? And it's like, okay, yeah, sure.
Leon's Inferno hits for 29k on the first turn. It's no joke.
Oh my god! I've been using so because we've got the other event as well.
Yes.
I've been using Torchic, May, and Rayhan to clear those battles, and all you have to do really with May is just use her muddy water twice, and it's finished. Yeah.
Anyway, phase 2 starts tomorrow. Look forward to that. You'll get to use these tickets that you've been farming away on phase 1. We're not entirely sure how yet, but there is a notion in the dev letter to this being a cooperative event where together we will be taking down either Team Aqua or Team Magma, and depending on which one as a community we beat up more, we'll get a very special pin.
So
the Team
can
Magma
I speculate that it's probably going to be one of those things that we have in like Pokemon Sword and Shield, where it's just a event where they count the statistics, and then at the end of it, that's what
so they've already said they're going to count the number of victories, and they're going to give an update, I think, midway through the event to say which way it's going.
Yeah. So it might not be like cooperative in the sense that we're all going to battle with each other like me and you were like messaging.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not actual co-op. Don't think the co-op is back in this game. It's not. But what we didn't know is there's a potentially third part of this event coming in the form of Masters of Land and Sea.
Before we go to that bit, you're talking about the medals, not medals, the pins.
The pins.
What one do you think is going to be better, and why?
We have so many water-type sync pairs that would benefit from some additional speed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Blastoise, Swampert, who would all, there's several others like Barry.
Blastoise is fine because of its kit, I guess. Like, it doesn't really need to worry about speed.
But move gauge acceleration is still speed relative?
Yeah, but once you pop it, I've never struggled, especially with the grid that it's got. I've never really struggled with speed. I see what you're saying, but yeah, I guess we've got more water type pairs to take advantage of the
I can't
Aquapin.
see Garchomp meriting that ground type pin.
Even though it probably needs it, needs all the help it can get.
If you have a 2/5 Garchomp, it's awesome. If you don't, then you don't have a ground type sync pair. That's basically how it works.
That's really harsh.
Look, I love Hapu. I love Clay.
Yeah,
I think they're great and all, but they're free sync pairs with no grid and limited utility, limited durability, and it sucks. I wish that they'd add sync grids to the older characters. I know that they finished all the 5-star ones now, but there's no news on the 4-star ones getting them. It would be nice to give, especially Clay, be nice to give him a boost, but it doesn't seem to be happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's so baffling to see ground types are just not represented well in Pokemon. It's really
hopefully that will change with part 3 of the event, Masters of Land and Sea, coming at the end of May, where DNA have promised powerful sync pairs.
Can I compliment you on that segue?
Thank you. Powerful sync pairs in the pool. So hopefully that will either be brand new sync pairs, which is what I'm certainly hoping for, or reruns of older, very powerful ones. We'll have to wait and see.
So yeah, I think the where our mind went was either that it would be like a Spotlight Scout or like a special Pokefair Scout of like Hoenn pairs, or it'll be new sync pairs of Archie and Maxi.
Lots of people are speculating that Archie and Maxi might be a bit like the Kalos event where you get one for free and you got to buy the other one.
I wouldn't be 100% mad at that as long as we get the ground one for free.
Can you imagine if Kyogre eclipses all the other water types though? Like how broken it would have to be to eclipse May.
Yeah. I don't want to think about it, to be honest. Are we getting primal reversion, do you think, or is it just going to be normal?
Well, I'm pretty certain that they'll have their abilities in some way or another. Like, I'm sure that Kyogre will summon Rain at the start of the battle and Groudon will summon the sun.
Oh my god, can you imagine? That would be amazing.
And obviously for Groudon, that's super helpful for the likes of Charizard and Ho-Oh, who really do go nuclear.
Oh my god, like we are getting a rerun of Silver's event, aren't we? Sorry, you gotta bring that on, aren't you?
And Sceptile, who also loves the sun.
Yeah.
Meganium, who really appreciates turn 1 sun. So don't get me wrong, if we were to get Groudon, I think it would add a lot of utility to a lot of existing sync pairs, because Rapidash is great, but it can't carry every single team on its own.
Yeah. Sorry, so what else are we getting past sync pairs who we speculate to be either Hoenn Spotlight or these two? What else is happening?
Yeah, the other big thing in the dev letter is this new event starting June 10th called Daily Region Rotation, where you can earn battle points, BP, in Pokemon Masters, and then use them to unlock new sync pairs, like, as you can see on screen, the player character and Regirock, Zinnia and Salamence, bringing that pair back together, and Morty and Mismagius.
It made me so happy to read that, and I wish it was Morty and Gengar. It does make sense, but hey.
Yeah. What is really interesting, though, is the speculation about whether these will be entirely new sync pairs with new kits, new sync grids, etc., or reskins of existing pairs, where you could probably see Regirock, Salamence, and Mismagius having the same movesets as the existing, I guess, Kabutops, Egg, Rayquaza, and either Drifblim or Mismagius.
Can I put it on the record that I'll be severely disappointed if it is the fact that it's just the same movesets, just, I guess in some facets, alright, great, some of your favorite sync pairs are gonna, like, Morty with, like, current Mismagius would be, like, a dream come true because of how much I use Fantina instead of, Morty, even though Morty's my favorite. Because Morty is just really hard to use in Champion Stadium without his EX. But I want them to be fresh new pairs, with different skill sets and whatnot. I'd prefer that, if I'm honest. But you know what? I'll take what I can get. At least we're getting different sync pairs.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, as much as you might be disappointed, would you be surprised?
No, I wouldn't be. But then again, like we said, the fact that they're even doing this in the first place is so cool, and I'm happy in that asset because remember, I think we spoke a long time ago, and we were like, can we have a Red and Pikachu if we've already got Pikachu in player?
Yes.
So I think this opens up a lot for like our favorite characters to have some of their
sort of signature Pokemon. There were people posting on Reddit about all sorts of classic pairings like Jasmine and Ampharos and people like that. So hopefully they get a shout in. That would be nice.
Yeah. So yeah, no.
And then finally, to wrap up the dev letter, the new story due to launch in August is going to have a more serious tone. Apparently, kidnapping Pokemon and beating a prince into submission is not serious. So we're going to try something more hardcore.
Nice. I'm excited. I mean, are we going to get our rival? Is he going to be doing stuff?
Good old Paulo.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. And with that is the Pokemon Masters roundup for the week.
That was incredible. I mean, they did mention as well in the letter that there is going to be a special scout at the end of the month. And do you want to disclose what that is? There
is a banner coming with, we believe,
I think they've mentioned it. I think they mentioned it.
Well, I'll tell you what the belief is. Cynthia, Signasuit Cynthia, Lance, and Steven are definitely returning at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
We believe it's all going to be one enormous, awesome banner.
Yeah.
Couple of people or the way it was worded in the dev letter said they'd each be returning.
Yeah.
So some people read that as they might get separate banners. But
Oh no.
our hope is that it's all one banner.
Yeah, because we're getting the 2 champion story returning, which is actually one of the best stories they've had in the game.
Yes.
The story, in the fact that it like expands upon characters you already love. But yeah, no.
And also, Steven, Cynthia, and Signature Cynthia are arguably some of the best, if not the best, of their types.
I'd probably say Signature Cynthia is probably not the best, but
who's the best dragon type?
Well, I just think with Cynthia, you need to have her gear at like top level straight away, right? And she's constantly debuffing herself, so I don't think she's the best. I think probably Cyrus at the moment is probably the best, isn't he?
Both Cynthia and Iris outdamage Cyrus. That's Champion Iris, not regular.
Yeah, there we go, Champion Iris, but I still think Cyrus as well, like just a simple sync bear, you can just pick him up and go. And like,
the best thing about Cyrus is definitely that he's simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Cynthia, Signasuit Cynthia needs a Sabrina to really get her going quickly enough.
And I'm not saying that you're wrong, because obviously you've used her a lot more than I have. But just looking at how easy to use Cyrus is, I can't imagine getting a 1 out of 5 Signasuit Cynthia and actually her doing much, to be honest. Yeah.
Before I got red, Signasuit Cynthia was my go-to for everything. And it carried me through a lot of content. But what I will say is, at 3-5, when you get Unhindered, Paralysis Synergy, and Sync Paralysis Synergy, it turns the thing into an absurd monster.
I can't wait. Because I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast, but I've been saving up my gems.
Yeah, you
for
have.
something like this, so like I'm really excited.
You realistically could go twice through that banner if you needed to.
Easily, yeah. I don't think I will though, regardless of what happens. Yeah, like because like I'm gonna go for the pity and get 1 new pair at least. But yeah, I think I'm mostly saving up for the 2-year and whatever that may bring. It's just how I play the game, because at the end of the day, I've got Steven, who's like the most important. Cynthia I like, but I'm not desperate to try and get her ground type because of what they did to it. So yeah, but it would be nice. I would want Lance, I think, maybe the most out of there, just because of like how I hold him outside of Pokemon Masters.
Fair enough. Shall we move on?
Yeah, if you want. Sorry.
Let's move on.
Okay, let me just play the little jingle thing. Yep.
Hey, what is Pokemon going on?
It's hard for you because you can't hear when the jingle ends.
Counting to 4 in my head, and I'm like, is it 4 seconds? Is it count to 4 as quick as I can?
Yeah.
Hey, what's Pokemon going on? It's the second half. Go ahead.
Yeah, just before we get into the second half, which is happening soon, my friend texted me today, and let me just add a little addendum. So there's a Verizon event happening in America, and people will get tickets on the 28th. From the 28th to the 31st, 10 a.m. PDT. And essentially what's going to happen is the number of gifts you can open is daily, and the trade range will be increased for 40 kilometers, and that'll happen across the world. But I think people who've got tickets will also get better lucky rates as well in terms of trading Pokemon.
They get like Unknown V and stuff like that, right?
I have no idea if that's happening here. I've only
You'd be confusing that with the Mexican event.
Yeah, maybe you might be right. But yeah, I only know that the trade distance and all that kind of stuff is going to be increased for everyone around the globe outside of this Verizon event. So that's happening at some point later on.
Yeah, it's Unknown S for Mexico, Unknown V for the US.
Awesome. So yeah, that's happening, which is pretty cool.
Enjoy. And then we have the second part of the Lumiose Legends event, Lumiose Legends Y, centered around predominantly dark types, but also fairy types getting a love in. So for the Lumiose Legends Y event, dark type spawns are boosted, including Pokemon like Houndour and Carvanha. It adds Yveltal to the game, who is catchable via raids. Pancham is added to Strange Eggs. Team Go Rocket are appearing with more Pokemon types, and there are lots of grunts about for you to beat up, which you want to do, because if 25 million grunts are beaten by May the 15th, which has already happened, and I think it was successful, but I need to double check that. 3-star Catch Stardust, Galarian Zigzagoon in raids, and shiny Galarian Zigzagoon in the game as well.
And it's going to be the first Galarian that's shiny in Pokemon Go.
Yeah, super exciting. And then finally, to round out the event, a charged TM to help Shadow Pokemon learn Frustration. If you need it.
Move away from frustration, I think.
Following on from that, from May the 25th is a Fairy and Eevee themed conclusion to the Lumiose Legend event that adds Sylveon to the game, boosts Fairy types appearing in the game, allows Eevee to evolve into Sylveon by earning hearts from the buddy system, lots of evolutions in raids, Sylveon avatar items, and some AR mapping tasks for Puffins, or with Puffins.
My friend is so excited for this Sylveon thing. He's saved up so many high-level EVs and, like, you know, shiny EVs just for Sylveon, so he's very excited for it.
Sylveon is a very fitting mascot for the Fairy type.
Yes. Very good Fairy type, I'd also probably argue as well.
Yeah, super competitive.
Really cool.
Look forward to that in Pokemon
Now,
Go.
if I told you that Yveltal is weaker than a Honchkrow, would you believe me?
I wouldn't believe you, but that's real sad.
Yeah, Niantic have got this thing where they have to nerf Pokemon whose CPs all like reach above 5k. So there's like a 9% like there's 9% sort of like debuff they basically applied to Xerneas and Yveltal. So yeah, now it's weaker than a Honchkrow. So yeah, it's gonna be. It's like you fighting it's gonna be difficult, but then when you catch it, it's like one of those fighting games where you fight the final boss and you're like, oh my god, I've just knocked the final boss. But when you use him, he's not that good. It's like, oh man, that's what's happened to Yveltal here, which is really sad.
Bad out Honchkrow.
Yeah.
Good lord. But hey, lots of cool things happening in Pokemon Go.
If I can add one thing as well, on Twitter, obviously this is not confirmed, but on Twitter, they made a tweet. Niantic made a tweet saying Gibble. That's the tweet, and it's led to speculation that Gibble's probably going to be the next Community Day, which is going to be absolutely insane if true.
Mega Garchomp's not in the game yet, right?
No.
So that could be a nice time.
Just to explain to you, I mean, like, Gibble is so hard to come by. Like, he's getting a little bit more easier these days with like research tasks and stuff like that. Yes. But it's still like a rare Pokemon to be able to get. So like the fact that they're going to give a community day for it, like they used to do for Dratini and stuff like that, is amazing.
Yes. Do people love Garchomp?
Yeah, they do, and they love Cynthia too. I guess they basically associated the two together for good reason.
Can you imagine a community day where not only was there like Gibble around, but there was also Cynthia themed avatar items?
Do you know what? We've had like not Lance's pose. We've had Steven's pose in the shop before, so you can pose like Steven. So I wouldn't be. Do you know how they implement Team Rocket into Pokemon Go and of them like taking over Pokestops and coming in the Rocket balloons and stuff like that? Imagine if you had gym leaders and like champions at certain Pokestops that randomly appear. Like you can fight.
There was someone who'd held a gym.
Yeah.
I think since the game launched, it was well over 4 years. And they got to like the significant milestone, it was like 900 days or whatever.
Yeah.
And they tweeted it out on Twitter, and immediately, someone found the location and hacked it.
Oh,
and
rookie error! You should always
because he got got to he was like, this is the number I wanted to get to. I got to it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
made peace with it. But
you know what? He probably in his heart of hearts was like, I should have kept it to 1,000. I should have kept it to 1,000.
I think I can't remember exactly what the number was, but it was significant.
Mm.
And then I guess, can you imagine if like there was that kind of a concept, but it was gym leaders or Team Rocket showed up and just stole your Pokegym for no reason? There was nothing you could do about it.
Oh man, do you know how much
how frustrating that would be?
Yeah. Like, because your like coins are like linked to like not Pokestops.
Oh, I know.
Gyms,
yeah, I know.
sorry.
You have to get. You have to be in a gym to get coins. But can you imagine like how much more evil that would make Team Rocket if there was actual real consequences?
Oh yeah, they would be universally hated. Yeah. There we go, though. There we go. That's life. That's what they say.
On Saffron City. Let's do it.
Oh dear. Okay, let's move on. From
that, shall we move on to even worse news?
Hit me.
BCG, as easy as 1, 2, 3, until someone pulls a gun on you. So, Pokemon cards in the US have now been withdrawn
What are you on
from
about,
Target.
you maniac?
Pokemon cards in the US have been withdrawn from all stores in Target due to safety concerns for staff and customers following an incident where a man pulled a gun on another man over Pokemon cards in the store.
Wait, that's why they did that?
Yup.
Oh my god, I thought they just pulled it because of the situation with the cards and like how
So there's been fights and there's been violence, and then some dude was like, "Hey, I'm gonna pull a gun on you."
that is insane. Oh my god, I thought it was because of scalpers and stuff like that. And I guess the wider
that's part of the problem as well.
I guess the wider reason why he pulled the gun is because he wanted that shiny Charizard. That is
shining
unreal.
Yeah, so Target took the trading cards off shelves because of a violent incident involving a gun.
I don't want to get political, but can I get political for a second?
I know where you're going with this, but let me just quickly from the CNBC article.
Yeah.
Let me just give them credit. Straight up, a dude walked into Target, had a fight with another customer, pulled out a gun, and now we don't have Pokemon cards anymore. Go ahead.
And guys, it's just a joke. I don't have an actual opinion on this right now, but you know, I like how they banned Pokemon cards instead of guns. it's just.
So they are still selling the cards online.
Yeah.
But they have also removed MLB, NFL, and NBA cards as well.
Yeah. I'd be pretty furious if I didn't get Shohei Ohtani in a MLB pack of cards.
I don't know whether it was Shining Star V that just recatalyzed a lot of people's interest in the cards as well as the resale market, but it's absolutely crazy to see literally sections of stores being taken down.
Yeah.
I think I can see in the chat that apparently Walmart has pulled some of their Pokemon cards out as well.
Now, do you want me to?
It's crazy.
Do you want me to blow your mind even further?
Here we go.
I read as well, and this is before I even knew about America doing it, that Japan, they've removed all the Pokemon cards from the Pokemon Center in Japan, or centers in Japan actually, and now they're
gone.
And now they're only selling them online, and I think this might be temporary, but they're only selling them online at the moment using a lottery system.
Oh wow, that's how scarce they are. It blew my mind, right? And I'm old enough to remember when Pokemon cards didn't have this, but it blew my mind when they started putting security tags on individual packs of Pokemon cards.
Have they really?
Yeah, yes. You know, there's like electronic sensors that beep as you go out of the store.
Yeah.
For the longest time, and this has been years and years and years and years, Pokemon cards have had those security tags on. So if you walk out of a store and you've pinched a pack of Pokemon cards, they'll get you for it.
What you gonna do when they come for you, Pokey?
Open the pack first, take the... never mind. I didn't say anything. Yeah, it's real sad news. And I think partly fueled by the lack of supply of cards, partly fueled by the massive increase in demand for cards, and partly fueled by some idiots who, let's face it, we're always going to be idiots about these things.
Yeah, no, 100%. Human greed. Can't get enough of it.
So that's the TCG news for this week.
Yeah, it just blows my mind that it happened. Well, the shooting didn't happen in Japan, but the fact that I read Pokemon Japan
no bullets were fired. We should say no bullets were fired in the US.
Yeah, I still can't believe that it happened in Japan and then it happened in the US.
Yep.
In terms of TCG, it just blows my mind that that's ever a thing. That's it. Dude, how am I gonna get Pokemon cards? I'll tell you how. Move on to the next section. You might have to skip forward a little bit for this segue. Hey, Amit's loving it.
Yeah, I am. If you want to get Pokemon cards and you happen to live in the UK, the McDonald's collaboration with the Pokemon Company, which was in the US a couple of months ago and was pretty akin to the kind of scenes we've seen in Target recently. Hey, it's coming to the UK. McDonald's have already stated their enforcements around how they're going to stop people from bulk buying, how they're going to police the system.
How they're going to do it? Let me know.
You cannot buy a pack of this stuff outright, which is what you used to be able to do. You've got to buy it with a Happy Meal. You can only buy X number of Happy Meals total.
Yeah.
per customer, and there's all sorts of checks and things going on. That probably won't stop people from going round and round a drive-through 10 times, but hey. Some people who want to ruin the system.
I've got you to hook me up. So yeah,
I think people who want to spoil it are going to spoil it either way.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm excited. I just want to get a frame. I just want to get that frame so I can put a Pokemon card in it every day and admire that Pokemon card. That's all I want.
Pokemon card of the day, like that's our new segment. It's just
it's a simple ask.
Fantastic. Okay, sorry, I derailed this, so let's go on to our actual news section. Sorry. And beep beep beep. There we go. And it is.
Hey, it's merch to do about nothing. Let's take ourselves from the really sad news of TCG and McDonald's to probably one of my favourite bits of merch for a long time. It's a grassy gardening set that you can now get all of your favourite grass types in really cute little designs. Shaymin's there, Bulbasaur's there, Turtwig, Hoppip, Rowlet, Snivy, and even a squirt bottle watering can.
Whoa, they brought the squirty can.
Yeah, like the one from Gen 4?
Gen 2. Wasn't it with the... Oh,
no, Gen 2 was the Psyduck one, wasn't it?
No, yep, it was the Psyduck one. Yeah. So it's not that spraying can that I'm thinking of. The one that I just couldn't find for weeks.
The squirt bottle is Generation 2. You're right, it's a key item in Generation 2.
Is this the Generation 2 or the Generation 4 one?
They never really had an image for it, but I'm going to go Generation 2.
Okay, because like I remember being stuck as a kid, stuck in a town, not wanting to talk to people, and you needed that item to get past the Pseudo-Wudo.
Pseudo-Wudo.
Yeah.
Dude, that was hard.
Yeah. Like, trying to figure it out, like, is it a grass type? Why is my Cyndaquil dying?
So, as well as all the really cute plushies, which do come in plant pots, little plush plant pots, Bulbasaur, Oddish, Turtwig, Shaymin, and then hanging baskets for Hoppip, Rowlet, and Snivy. It's really, really cute, and probably to capitalise on some of the enthusiasm for gardening. There's a little gardening figurine with Pikachu holding a squirt bottle and Bulbasaur helping out around the shop. Some nice baskets with really lovely prints of particularly Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon, but there's a couple of starters on there too. And then an even more detailed print, which is like a full-on gardening scene. Aprons, slippers, bags, take your pick. There is a whole range of this merchandise.
Amazeballs. Absolutely amazeballs.
So, no details yet on whether it will come to the US, but is available in Japan at the moment.
Can you buy me the Sleeping Rowlet for my birthday, please?
I'll make a note.
Thank you.
It's super cute. Super cute.
Much too.
Yeah, Original Stitch, who I feel like are bringing out new things every week.
Original Stitch.
Oh, no, sorry, you're right. School Bunny was next. You're right. School Bunny, hey, is coming to Build-A-Bear Workshop. Your favourite rabbit-themed starter from the Galar region is now available in pyjamas or a nice little cape.
Yeah, I think it's not a hard competition for School Bunny to win that one.
Grookey was my immediate
reaction. I was saying rabbit starter.
Oh yeah, I wanted to make sure that neither of the other two got any.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, did you know that all of the fire starters are named after Chinese zodiacs?
I think that might have been one of your unknown fact of the weeks.
It might have been one of the unknown fact of the weeks, but yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, you can get Score Bunny in the super cute like PJs, I guess, or a tracksuit, whatever you want to call it. Or online only, you can get a very cute little cape.
Okay, the cape kind of looks like Leon. It reminds me of Leon.
That's actually true. With this little like fur lining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go check that out at Build-A-Bear. And then finally, to wrap up Merch Do About Nothing, Original Stitch, who have come out with a whole range of polo shirts themed around the starters, with a couple of different options. You can choose the Pokeball that goes on the shirt, from the Premier Ball, Moon Ball, or Dive Ball. And there are special silver Pokeballs to commemorate the 25th anniversary, and you'll get that logo on a label if you buy a particular shirt this year.
Oh, fair enough. I don't think it's their greatest line, is it?
They're very, very small 8-bit stitches of Pokemon on a polo shirt.
I might get that black one with the Totodile. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna get it, but if I was gonna get it, it probably would be the black one. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Fair enough. But hey, that's original Stitch.
Cool. I'll stitch this segment to the next one. I don't know. What are we ending it with before the sleeping fact of the show?
Actually, a quick Pokemon anime update next, which is that Poketoon, the little one shot that we saw last year, with our that was really really like unexpected reveal. Pokemon in the style of Looney Tunes. 4 more episodes have now been, or actually 5 episodes have been confirmed. The first of which released earlier in the week and features Scraggy and Mimikyu having a little bust up. It's super cute. Well worth a watch, and there's 4 more episodes coming, all with different art styles. So if this particular art style isn't your type, there probably will be one coming soon. And I hope that the remaining 4 are going to release before the end of the year, but we don't have a confirmed date for when the rest of the episodes will come.
Dude, I had to thank you because you had sent me, we've talked about it in the show, but when they first did the Poketoon, I had no idea about it.
Yeah, because it didn't release on the worldwide Pokemon Company YouTube channel. So you need to go to the Japanese account to go watch these. It's all subtitled, and to be honest, you don't need words anyway. It's all deliberately language agnostic.
It's weird that they haven't released it. Authentic though. It's so authentically Looney Tunes style sort of animation. It was amazing. So the fact that we're getting more is a real treat. And you know, this is probably an example of what they should have been doing for the 25th anniversary, you know, promoting this on a larger scale, and I don't see why they're not doing it on a larger scale, to be honest with you.
It seems odd to me that this hasn't released on the global YouTube channel or Pokemon TV, which is normally like my go-to for all that stuff. But the Pancham episode, which is the first episode, is still available, and you can go and watch the second one, completely unrelated, Scraggy and Mimikyu getting into some shenanigans.
Amazing. So, with that, I'm going to go to the next section. Oh, sorry. There was news about the DVD, wasn't there?
Yeah, so on the 14th of July, Coco Secrets of the Jungle Blu-ray and DVD. I think it's a Japanese release.
Just Japanese release, yeah. We haven't got a world update yet.
So you can pre-order it from Japan if you really want it urgently, or wait for the Western release. Probably the dub, which will come out, we hope, early next year. It's probably unlikely to be this year now with all the setbacks as a result of COVID, but we'll wait and see when we get a release date.
Cool. With that, we shall move on to the section. Amit, where the Helioptile is Pokemon Sleep?
I legitimately found Pokemon Sleep in a store. I was literally just in a toy store looking for a present for someone, and I found Pokemon Sleep. Bring up the image, show the people Pokemon Sleep in real life.
I feel bamboozled.
Dude, it's a giant, like, for scale, this is about as long as my leg. This is a Pikachu plushie. He's sleeping. He's the perfect pillow. Like, I'll take him out and just, like, when I'm, like, lying in the grass or on the hammock, that's my pillow. It's perfect. I have never had a better night's sleep.
But where's the app?
What app? This is it. This is Pokemon Sleep.
I've been bamboozled.
It's not an app. It's a nap. You misheard them.
Oh God, here we are. Thank you.
Available in all good retailers near you. I don't get commission, but my God, are they good?
No, I remember you bought it. You got it in the store. You looked at Sophie. Sophie just sighed.
Yeah, she knew what was coming.
Yeah,
but genuinely, not as expensive as I thought it would be. Go check it out.
And you've really enjoyed it. I remember you messaging me about it.
It is the best.
Cool. And the last section of the show, which is...
It's the unknown fact of the week. With me, Kamal. What is the biggest Pokemon in the world?
Pikachu, because of its heart and determination.
I will give you a second attempt.
Biggest Pokemon. Oh. Okay, Wailord.
I sent you, look at this. I sent you the image of our favourite biggest Pokemon in the world. Or it was the biggest Pokemon in the world. Did you know that there is a Pokemon in the Galar region who makes Wailord look like a dwarf? And that Pokemon, at 65 feet, is Eternatus, not the G-Max version.
Oh, right. No, I didn't consider
Eternatus Eternatus, although it doesn't look remotely big in the games, is 65 feet long, and when it Gigantamaxes, grows to around 328 feet. Dude, Eternatus is massive.
That is absurd.
And I never got that sense of scale from the games. Like, none of the cutscenes made me feel like Eternatus was bigger than Wailord. Particularly when you rock up to this Wailord in the Isle of Armor.
The only time I'd probably say is what made it feel massive is when it Eternamaxed and like turned into that bloody hand, the big giant hand. That's when I was like, oh,
don't get me wrong. The hand is 328 feet big, so it's a lot bigger.
Oh wait, you were just talking about base Eternamax not being that. Oh.
Base Eternatus is 65 feet long.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, Jesus. I thought you were talking about with the hand.
And what's crazy is that in the game, and even if you have like Eternatus following you in the Isle of Armor, dude's tiny. Like Eternatus is not big, but it's actually, according to its Pokedex entry, 65 feet long, which surpasses Wailord at 47 feet by a considerable distance.
God.
So congratulations to Eternatus for stealing Wailord's crown as the biggest Pokemon ever.
So now he's
not the heaviest by a long way.
He's the official old lord. He's coming Pokemon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So shout out to Eternatus.
And
I never got that sense from the game, by the way, that Eternatus was so big.
Definitely not. I thought it was like just like normal, sort of like legendary size in terms
of like. I know that we're not talking spoilers. I know we're not talking spoilers for Pokemon Snap, but one of the things that game actually does for you is put into perspective how big and small some Pokemon are.
That's amazing, and rightly so. I mean, that deserves praise for that.
So one of the sidebar for a second. One of the coolest things about Pokemon Snap is that you get your own little online page, where you can put up 6 of your best photographs for other people to see. I am so proud of some of the photos I've taken.
Yeah, give us an update, because you said that you posted a photo and you got like 100 likes, which is like massive. Like,
it seems like so far the most liked photograph has about 75,000 likes. My best is currently around the 250 mark, which is not the one that originally got 100. It's a different one. But I've had a lot of fun, like, because you can retrospectively edit the photos, you can add like stickers and all these different effects. It's super cool. I posted like a black and white Pidgeot looking over its shoulder, like, don't you come near me. And yeah, it's cool. I like the game.
That's amazing. I'm really proud of you, dude. So congratulations on your big like Pokemon photography career.
Honestly, the one thing that I didn't expect Pokemon Snap to give me is, you know, when you play games that are like very replayable, like a Fortnite or like a Demolition Derby, that one on PS5, whatever it is.
Just talking about Fortnite quickly, we've got a multi-time champion in our chat in McKenna who's won tons of games at this point.
As in like solo games?
I have no idea, but she's a winner nonetheless. So we'll leave it at that.
Nice. Did I ever tell you that I've won 8 games of Fortnite in my life. 4 of them were on my own. The other 4, Sophie and I were playing doubles, most of the time where I was using her as bait to then get the win.
Even though she's the better gamer, you used her as bait. Imagine how many more she could have gotten.
Sophie's way better at a shooter than I am. And also, she had like mouse and keyboard and was doing it properly. I had a controller because I'm an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
But hey. Shout out to Fortnite. But anyway, Pokemon Snap has that replayability where it's like one more run, like, oh, I just saw this tiny little detail like in my last run, and like I want to go and explore that little detail and like see if I can get things to interact with it, or it's so good.
From what I've played is that thing of like, I got like 3 stars in this photo, it was gold, I know I can get that platinum tier, I'm going to try again. You know,
I've been surprised how hard some of the platinum shots are. So what's really cool is we talked about like the 1 to 4 star rating, and then each of those has like a grading. So you can get like a 3-star silver or a 3-star gold or a 3-star platinum, etc. But some of the, like, all of the 3-star and 4-star ones are very specific instances or interactions. And like, it's like a puzzle game where you're trying to figure out how to make it all work. And the game gives you like hints they give you like missions that you have to complete, which are all kind of little prompts to get you going on that journey of discovery. But I've been playing this game so far with I've not looked anything up online. I've not seen any tutorials. I'm having a blast. It's like a puzzle game. It really is.
And on that note, that has been the PokeRamble Podcast. Thank you very much for covering for me in this past month, Amit. I'll be back next week.
Happy end of Ramadan. I hope you had a lovely break.
Cheers, man. Yeah.
I am so excited for you to take this back over because running this podcast is real hard.
Yeah,
and you do a good job every week.
You've certainly done an excellent job, dude. Thank you so much.
You know how like I guess the equivalent for Ramadan for like the one that's relatable to me is like Lent, where you give something up, right?
Yeah.
You giving up.
I gave up responsibility. That's what I did.
You giving up hosting the podcast for 4 weeks and me doing it has made me realize how much I want to not host the podcast and like how much of a good job you do doing it because I do not have the patience for it.
Well, yeah. Well, get ready for 11 months' time from now, and where you'll be doing it again.
I'll get in touch with the Pokemon Company. I'll be like, look, no news for 4 weeks.
Well, I've left the PokeRamble Podcast. I'm now working with the official Pokemon Company. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Oh man. One day I'll get my shot with the Pokemon Company. It'll happen.
Fingers crossed. But with that, it's been the PokeRamble Podcast. You can find us at the usual places at PokeRamble.com. Sorry, not the PokeRamble. Sorry, PokeRamble.com. We're here on Sundays, 7:30. We'll be back next Friday with a Pokemon Master stream. So join us then. But I think that's it, really. Twitch.tv/Kumailh, KUMAILH. And yeah, no, that's practically it. Got nothing else to plug. So cool. See you next time. You've
been Kumailh?
Oh yeah, I have been Kumailh. And
I've been the Frontier Brain.
He's been the Frontier Brain. Did I even introduce you as the Frontier Brain?
Probably not. But no. To be fair, I was just literally sitting here on the edge of my toes for the gloomy pun, and I was like, yeah. I'm waiting, because you always ask me how I am at the beginning of the podcast, and I was like, I'm not gonna remind you to ask me. I'm just gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
And you walked right into it.
I'm gonna have to think of some Pokemon puns going forward.
Which would you rather have walked into, that pun or Gloom's aroma?
You know what? That pun, definitely that pun.
Poor Gloom.
X attack, X speed. What have they done? Goodbye, everybody.